The Eagle Total Power Package delivers big seat-of-the-pants performance. Eagle winning combination takes the guesswork out of building great performance. Get proven performance with the Total Power Package.
Made in the U.S.
From Eagle.
I take insulin, so I test a lot.
Do you test with this?
Freestyle like testers?
They need just a third of the blood of One Touch Ultra.
Wow.
And the unique simple tap hits the blood and pulls it in.
All right, here I'm trying to show everyone what a wide mod Rustler is with the Jato arms, front and rear, and what you have to do to get to this level. Obviously, I did this just because I really wanted this 8th scale body on a Rustler. It's my favorite body. I have it on my Emax too. So I did this wide mod just so I could do this 8th scale body. Okay. Obviously, you need front and rear Jato arms. I went with RPM just for, might as well because I'm already there. And you will need to modify your front bulkhead. You'll have to machine the bulkhead narrower where the hinge pin goes through to fit the arms. On the back, you have to modify your transmission case narrower to get those arms on and relieve the arms a little bit with a Dremel. All that can be done with a Dremel, belt sander, and all that. I used regular caster blocks in the front for a Stampede and a Rustler, and the hubs as well. I made all my own links out of threaded rod with stock ball ends, and I heat shrinked them green just to kind of add to the green theme, I guess. The rear has the stock Jato hubs with modified rear axles. I don't know if you can find something that's long enough from factory for the axles or not, but I made mine out of 6 axles total. I needed 4 Jato axles and just the 2 stock Rustler axles. I used the Rustler piece up here in the corner, that connects directly to the transmission. I had to drill out the holes in that to accept the little metal 4-way thing there, the coupler, the CV part of it. I had to drill those out a little bit to fit the new one. I used 2 Jato tubes on each side, the tubes themselves. I had to cut them each a little tiny bit shorter, but you can see I didn't take a lot off. And then I took the 4 Jato spline pieces that were left off, and I cut those off. I put 1 full in the middle, and then each end of the tube up here and down here, there are half pieces, 1 half, another half, and then a full one in the middle. And they just kind of float in there, but I've been running this thing for at least a month now and haven't had any axle issues. It has the new SV2 Castle with a 2S LiPo. It's a 4600 kV motor. It's a 2-pole, not a 4-pole. I bought a 2-pole separately. I've had it with a GPS doing 42, so it will move pretty well for its size. I went with the Rulux wheels, J Concepts, 2.8s with the Traxxas speed, and these are the, which ones are these? Proline Road Rage 2.8s, low profile, just regular foam inside there. These are the Stampede 4x4 offset, so they're a little wider offset to give even more width to the truck. This is a Stampede 4x4 rear mount that I used to mount the body. Stock front mount, cut my post to the length I needed. RPM front bumper, RPM green rear cover, and I did machine this out just to put a strap in. A lot of this just extra stuff you don't have to do, but everything else, like I said, with the arms is mandatory. You have to machine them to fit, and you have to machine. And they also have to, I believe, they're mounted backwards. If you look at them, it's curved this way. I believe these are mounted backwards, these arms. But you want the little scallop curves in the front, and then on the back, you'll have to mount your shocks in the back, which also I had to make this custom rod across here. It's just a turnbuckle. I could adjust it. It's just threaded rod, and made it to length to add some space to kick these out, and also to stiffen up the rear of this so it doesn't twist so much. You can see the rear is fairly stiff, but once I set it down with that heavy 8-scale body on it, it sets pretty nice. Actually, get this out of the way. I can show you. See, once it gets seated, running for a little bit, it sets really sharp. It's raked down. Mostly the body is raked down. I could bring the front up a little bit, dropping the back down maybe a little difficult. But that's about it, besides all the funky accents and stuff I did. If you get any questions or want to email me and ask me about lengths on these arms here, the front tie rods and the turnbuckles and the rear turnbuckles, I can probably get them measured for you. I've got calipers. Give you a rough idea, get you close, because I don't know if there's stock numbers that fit or not. There may be stock ones off other trucks at work, I'm not really sure. But if you have any questions, let me know.